Hi guys, and welcome to Angling For You, and today you join me on another, not unboxing review, but one of my friends' margin poles. I know you guys love the reviews, and again, this is something that's very little information out there, and it's certainly aimed at you boys that love big carping down a margin. And this is the Colmic Nucleare Carpa, and this is a power model, and it is an absolute unit. It's 10 meters in length, costs £300, comes with two top kits. The slight negative which we'll look into is that they are reinforced, but you do have to drill and get the bushings done. But to be honest, any good tackle shop will do that for you for next to no, so that's not really that much of an issue. And if you don't want to, you can always put a puller bung in there, that's completely up to you. It does come with two kits. It comes with a case. The case is like just a simple case with two tubes, and it does come with a power dolly butt as well. So this one fits into the 10 meters, and this one fits into the 8.5 meters. So 10 meters in full length. You know, it's a really good piece of kit. So what we'll do is to start putting it together. We'll have a look at the sections and the length and everything, and see what it looks like. Right guys, so we have the Colmic out in front of us. This is without the dolly butt, so it's around the 9 meter-ish mark. It's around a meter is that dolly butt, to take it to that 10 meters. So what we're gonna do is we'll pick that up, we'll have a little waggle, we'll stick on the 10 meter extension, we'll reverse it and put the 8.5 meter extension in to show you the differences there. Then we'll do a close-up as we always do, up and down. And then as a little extra treat, we're gonna get the 1001 margin out and put it side by side and see what that looks like, because we're both intrigued to see what that's like. So let's get on the box. And to pick it up, as you imagine, at this length, it's, you know, it's super light, as you would think. Really rigid, responsive, which is really good actually, because you're talking what, 300 quid, and it comes with two top kits and stuff like that. But obviously the 1001 is an extra couple of £100. I know you can get it on deal at the moment for slightly under that, but I want my Bobco points. So yeah. So as you can imagine, it's, you know, super stiff, really responsive, and would be fantastic even to fish shallow. Never mind fishing any longer than that. So what we'll do is just put it there. We'll stick the 10 meter extension into it and see if that affects the overall balance of the pole. Well, to be honest, it's just as light and just as responsive. I don't see anything. I think that's quite immaculate really for what you're spending for 10 meters. Because if you imagine a Preston Response is what, 8.5 meters, and that's only 20 quid shy of this brand new, and it still only comes with two kits, and it's as definitely as light at that length, and not much more at 10 meters. So let's bring it back, and we'll take off that end section and reverse that dolly butt and see what that looks like. Just be careful when we put them down. It's got this like, it says titanium on there, whether it is titanium or not, but it's got a titanium colour, at least, wrap around the sections which reinforce it, which makes it look really good actually. And the graphics are mega. I do like the graphics, I think they're really good. Yeah, and that just feels lovely. I mean, like I say, like the 1001, you can hold that in one hand, no problem whatsoever, and stays really rigid. 2.8 meters, the top kits? 2.9 when you cut them down, and they might need a bit of cutting down, and like I say, you got to put that side bushing in, but super responsive, and it feels solid in your hand. You know, feel a real strong piece of kit if you're squeezing your sections. I mean, don't go mad when you do it, but you can feel. I mean, Colmic are known anyway for being absolutely rock solid pieces of kit, and you could imagine catching, you know, you don't get a margin pole necessarily to shallow fish, but look how stiff it is, and you could definitely shallow fish with that, no problems whatsoever. But you know, you can absolutely tackle monstrous beasts round the edge, and they're going to take up to, well, it doesn't actually say, but it will take up to stupid elastics, if that's what you want to put into them. Massively not a big believer in stupid elastics, to be honest, in my own opinion, but if you wanted to, then you could definitely do it. So what we'll do is take the camera off, I'll plug it in at its full capacity, and we'll have a little roll down and see what the top kit's like, and all the sections and the joins and things like that.
Yeah.
Right guys, so we're going to start at the dolly butt at the end. As you can see, got an 8.5 meter reversible or it's into the 10 meter size. Kel was just saying actually that these do they do interchange with the Brownings in the map kits, so that's quite a useful piece of information. So if you do own a Browning or a map and you wanted this as a margin pole, then you could utilise those top kits. So going down the pole, I mean, stunning graphics there with the Nucleare Carpa graphics and the Colmic in that bold orange and white. And they're the titanium style joints with obviously the aligners and the numbers for each section. The 8.5 metre one has the Colmic written across it as well. And then we're on to just dark black sections with a silver titanium accent. We'll go all the way down to the far end, and you see when we get towards the end, this is when it starts to get interesting. So there is the reinforcement on the top kit to put in your side bushing if that's what you want to do, and you can see it is quite a long kit, but it's still quite stiff to say that it's a long kit, and you need to either cut that back or put a little bit of bushing in yourself, depending on what way you want to go with it. Some people might want to use it as an all-rounder for up to 10 metres, but some people might want it just for the animal that it can become by cutting it down a little bit and putting it with stupid elastics in it. So yeah, an absolute beast. So what we'll do is we'll get the 1001, we'll stick that bad boy at the side of it, and we'll see what it looks like. Right boys, so we've got them side by side, and to be honest, there's not loads of difference. You'll struggle to see it from here, but when we get down, when it gets longer, there's slightly stiffer is the 1001, but we're not talking tons. I mean, we'll do a pickup and you can have a look. This has got the big bore forkits in that come with the 1001. You can see there that the Colmic sits slightly lower, but there's not much in it, I'll be honest. It's slightly longer, obviously, is the big bore forkit, and we'll have a little turn round and look at the tips, but it's slightly on this side is the Colmic, and it's just slightly less stiff, but I mean, you'd expect the map, with it being slightly more expensive, to be slightly stiffer. But what we'll do is put it back on the pod and we'll have a gander at picking them up. Right boys, so we pick up the Colmic again. You know, lovely. It's got nice response, like we said, nice and light and stiff. There's not much in it, to be honest. I don't think that there's obviously poles that are slightly stiffer and things like that, but you know, if you pick it up and you're not used to fishing with something, you've maybe got something longer and it's a cheaper pole and you're not used to stiffness, when you pick this up as a shorter pole, you'll be surprised at how stiff it is. And then we'll pick up the map, and you can see straight away that it is the stiffer pole, but there's not much in it, I'll be honest. There's not much in it at all. So it's not a bad decision to get the Colmic. All right, you'll have to get the sides drilled, but that's not a difficult situation. But also the interchangeable map top kits, which we'll try now. Actually, I'll go down to the bottom and I'll take off the map kit and see if it goes straight on, and we'll see what that looks like. Because if you can interchange the map kits, we all know that they're unbelievably easy to get hold of. We'll just take that Colmic kit off for a second. Just rest that down there. That 1001 kit off. And you can see that goes straight back on, and what we'll do is remove the Colmic kit and put that back on the map and see what that does. That'll be an interesting comparison. And straight away you can see that now the Colmic's a stiffer one of the two in regards to that top kit, how much difference that top kit makes. So there's a really good comparison to you if you do want to get map top kits that do instantly stiffen up that Colmic pole. I mean, look at the difference in that now. That's miles stiffer, that. How mad is that? And then so picking the 1001 up, I'm going to assume that it's going to throw it slightly out of balance, which it does, and you can see that. I mean, it's still not unstiff, but you can see that having that top kit on, just makes that little difference. And it's a little bit like when you put the competition 2 kits on, that can throw it out of balance as well. So what we'll do is we'll come and sign the video off and see what his thoughts are about the pole. Right boys, so we have some interesting situation, and this is what we love doing on this channel. No one, I believe, does this kind of comparison. So now I've put one of my other V4 kits on the end of the Colmic and one on mine. Now we've just looked, it's around nearly 3 foot longer is the map. So if we take that into consideration, but stiffness wise, side by side, with this at 10 meters and this at 10.2 meters, although this is now shorter because it's a shorter kit than their original kits that come with the Colmic, we probably can't tell much of a difference, if I'm honest. I'm going to pick them up. So like I say, at the moment they've both got the same map top kits on, but the margin 1001 is just under 3 foot longer at this length that I'm going to show you now, so take that into consideration. But stiffness wise, there's nothing in them really, at this length anyway. So this is the Colmic, obviously it won't be at 10 meters now obviously because this kit's shorter, but you can see nice and light, and stiffens it up straight away when you put that map top kit on there. And then obviously the map still stiff, but there's not much in it. I mean, it's too tough to call. There's not much in it, and you know, obviously you're getting 3 more foot length. So I don't know what the Colmic could be like if it were 3 foot longer nearly. But you know, just got to take these into consideration. That's a 500 quid pole. All right, you can get it for 475. I want my Bobco points, and this is 300 now. If you come with the 2 standard kits and you do want a V4 kit, they are 130 quid. So you got to take that into consideration. So it depends which way you look at it. If you do buy one, you got 130 quid extra, but you're still going to be 3 foot shorter than that one. So you've just got to weigh it up of what you want to do with it. But my overall, even with a standard kit on, is it's a really good pole, and 300 quid is not a lot of money. Like I say, you probably cut that down and put side pullers in there, which is next to nothing, and especially if you know somebody in the tackle trade, it's even cheaper, if not free, and you're just paying for the bush to get it fitted. So a really good piece of kit, something you should really look at, and a lot of people don't look into the Colmics. I think Colmics is one of those, if you know about them, you know about them, and if you don't, you don't. So in doing these kind of videos, this allows you to look at other brands that you may be a little bit more scared about and you don't really know much information about, because we've both, myself and my friend behind me, we're big advocates of looking around and seeing what's out there, and pole reviews, comparison reviews, and certain poles, there's just nothing out there, and this is what we're trying to do, is look at different options for you to see. So my overall thoughts, what do I think? It's brilliant. It's a really good piece of kit. 300 quid, 2 top kits and a case. That's pretty much standard with what you get with a margin kit. You know, yeah, you'll have to cut them down and a bit of bushing, but you know, it's nothing. You could fish it at that length and bush it if you wanted, and have one as a silver, cut one down as a thing. I know people might say, I don't get it for a silvers. No, well, you know you don't get it for a silvers pole, but you got to think there's people out there that maybe only got 300 quid and they want a pole that can do everything. So you could fish with one of those like that, for F1s and silvers, and then you could cut one back down and do that, or you could buy an F1 shallow map kit which would fit straight onto there as well. So the good thing is it does interchange with the Brownings, and it does interchange with the maps, and you can get those top kits available. So don't be worried about if you buy it and you can't find any kits for it, because obviously those will fit it, which is exactly what I did for my Browning with the map kits. You know, brilliant. So hopefully this has been helpful. It's a little bit different of comparative. We'll do our best to keep on these kind of videos and bringing you things, and a big thanks to my friend for bringing these over. He's obviously brought the side tray as well. We've got the carbon legs to do as well, which we'll show you on another video. So join us on the Facebook group, Angling For You. Join us on the Instagram at angling_for_you. Like, share and subscribe. Hopefully everyone's keeping safe, and until the next one guys, tight lines.